What is going on, everybody? WeedleTwineedle here, and we are backing in with some more VGC 2019 battling content.
Yay, you did it!
We're sniping some Xerneas players, okay? And these Xerneas players think they can just automatically win the game by clicking that geomancy. We gotta teach these people a lesson. So we are packing Swoobat, Golduck, Smeargle, and my triad Pokemon is Kyogre, unless you consider Smeargle a triad Pokemon, which you definitely could. So my opponent today, Filthy Hobo, is packing a very standard and scary looking team featuring Kyogre, Xerneas, Amoonguss, and Incineroar, the furry wrestler. So a pretty scary team on my opponent's part, but let's just get right into this battle because this battle is pretty damn funny and I recommend you guys watch it. So of course my opponent is bringing the Fuck by Kamo outfit just like a Filthy Hobo should, even though the Kamo outfit is actually extremely expensive, so I don't know how we afforded that as a Filthy Hobo, but whatever, we'll ignore that. So he leads up with this double restricted lead, Kyogre and Xerneas, so trying to get that free win immediately. I can respect that. So as you can see, Fairy Aura activates before Drizzle, so unless he's back in Scarf Xerneas, I'm pretty sure that Kyogre is not Scarf, so I'm feeling pretty safe with my lead. So I'm gonna go for the Simple Beam into Xerneas, and you guys are probably like, are you insane?
Yes.
You're giving Xerneas a potential double Geomancy boost, and that's exactly what I want. So Xerneas gonna go for the Geomancy. My opponent probably thought I was giving him a free win like Christmas came early this year.
But no.
I have a plan. And a very bad plan, very memey plan, but it is a plan nonetheless. So Xerneas gonna get a super Geomancy boost, getting +4 in special attack, special defense, and speed, as I'm gonna go for this Psych Up with my Swoobat and copy those same stat boosts. So Swoobat's now at +4 in special attack, special defense, and speed, and so is Kyogre, because Kyogre also has Psych Up. So a lot of cheese in this battle. Whose cheese will prevail though? So Xerneas gonna go for the Moonblast, targeting into Swoobat, expecting him to do a lot of damage, but that does absolutely nothing because my Swoobat has Unaware. Now that is an ability that Clefable and Quagsire carry quite frequently, and that ignores the opponent's stat boosts or just stat changes in general. So yeah, Kyogre's gonna go for the Origin Pulse here at +4 special attack, but thanks to Unaware and my +4 Spadaf, we're able to tank that. Golduck gets annihilated, but that's fine. Golduck was only there to Simple Beam and outspeed the Xerneas thanks to Swift Swim. Now my opponent's gonna bring out the Amoonguss here, as I'm gonna bring out my own Kyogre here. I'm gonna bring up my own Kyogre. I love pronouncing it both ways because I used to pronounce it Kyogre when I was a kid. Now Amoonguss is gonna go for the Rage Powder, which is a very smart play. Going to redirect the stored power targeted at Kyogre. The Payapa Berry though will not save this Amoonguss. My stored power is currently 240 base power. I'm pretty sure because I have what is it, 12 stat changes, so 20 times 12 plus 20, I'm pretty sure it's 240, or is it 260? Yeah. I think it's 260 base power, so very, very strong. The Kyogre's gonna go for the Origin Pulse here, and that will unfortunately knock out my Swoobat, but it's not too big of a deal because my Swoobat may go down. My opponent did me a favor by psyching up his Xerneas, so I can psych up his Psych Up. So yeah, so much cheese in this battle. We all have Psych Up. So now my Kyogre has matched his Kyogre stat boosts. Now I'm gonna bring out my Smeargle, as my opponent's gonna reveal the Incineroar here, which is not too surprising. Incineroar is used on every single VGC team without fail, and if you don't believe me, just look at the usage stats. So Incineroar is out, and it doesn't take a restricted slot, so it's super damn good. Gonna go for the Protector with my Kyogre here because I don't want to get faked out and get annihilated by a Thunder, as thankfully my opponent doesn't go for the fake out into Smeargle, and I'm just gonna proceed to go for Origin Pulse. We're able to block it thanks to Protect, and Origin Pulse will break my Focus Sash, which is unfortunate, but that is not too big of a deal because my Smeargle will be able to live, and now I can go for the Transform into my opponent's Kyogre because his Kyogre is faster than my Kyogre, so I'm like, may as well transform into his. So now there's 3 Kyogres on the field. Unfortunately, I missed the Origin Pulse against Kyogre, but I'm able to connect against the Incineroar, which is all that matters. So Incineroar is going to get knocked out by the Origin Pulse, and now the opposing Kyogre is going to go for an Origin Pulse. Unfortunately, he connects against my Smeargle and against both my Kyogres, and my Kyogre is able to live, but Smeargle is going to die. Down goes my Smeargle, and now I'm going to nom 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 on my Ayapoppy Berry. So my Ayapoppy Berry is going to give me a lot of my health back, so I'm a bulky Kyogre. Gonna go for the Thunder. Thanks to the rain, we're able to guarantee connect the Thunder. Thunder will bring this Kyogre down to half HP, and I thankfully get a lucky pair of hacks because his Kyogre is faster than mine, because mine is very, very bulky. It's meant to underspeed Groudon and stuff like that. So if they decide to lead off a Groudon with their son, trying to be like, ha, he has Scarf Kyogre. Nope. Thunder thankfully connects even though rain subsides. I got very lucky there. Down goes the Kyogre to my Thunder, and we're able to defeat Filthy Hobo with my own broken Kyogre. So it was a very good game to Filthy Hobo. But let's move on to the second battle, because there is 2 battles in this video today. The second opponent is against HXT Javi. Now, people rely on Incineroar so much that this guy has both Incineroar and Torracat, like, bro. Really? Why not just run Hitmontop? So he's packing Xerneas and Groudon as well. And I know you guys saw the Farfetch'd on my team. So Farfetch'd, I'm actually using Farfetch'd in VGC 2019 because I'm actually a man. So I lead off with my Farfetch'd and my Swoobat, as my opponent's going to lead off with the Incineroar and the Xerneas like anticipated. It was either going to be Incineroar, Xerneas, or Groudon Incineroar. So he's going to activate Fairy Aura, and I figured he wouldn't lead with the Groudon because I do have a Kyogre on my team, and usually want to keep your weather in the back. As far as I know, I'm a pretty bad VGC player, so I could be incorrect. He's going to activate my Adrenaline Orb, and because I activated the Adrenaline Orb, it is like a mental game. He's like, I gotta fake out the Farfetch'd. That's a big threat. But I have the Inner Focus, because instead of Defiant, I actually have Inner Focus, because when people see Adrenaline Orb, they think Defiant. They don't really check usually, or if they do, I don't know. I thought it was a good idea. Thankfully, my opponent went for the fake out into Farfetch'd, and I'm able to Simple Beam the Xerneas before it can go for Geomancy. So we're going to do the exact same thing we did in the first battle. The opponent's going to go for Super Geomancy with the Xerneas and get +4 in special attack, special defense, and speed, as now I'm going to go for the Psych Up into the Xerneas. So very solid for me. He could have went for knockoff into Swoobat that turn. That would have been very risky. Most people just click fake out turn 1 when they can, because they just do it because it's a very broken move. Gonna protect myself this turn, and I just go for the feint just because I want him to kill my Farfetch'd this turn. I'm assuming he's gonna go for Dazzling Gleam. He might go for Moonblast, and I might fuck myself over, but yeah, I could have went for U-turn there, I think. I don't actually have U-turn on my Farfetch'd. I should have given it U-turn for sure, but down goes my Farfetch'd to Dazzling Gleam. Thankfully, my opponent does go for Dazzling Gleam. I figured he would, because Incineroar could just knock me out with knockoff anyway, so I figured he'd go for Dazzling Gleam that turn. Now I'm going to bring out my Smeargle, and I can just go for Fake Out into the Incineroar, because Incineroar is the threat here. Xerneas, my opponent may think Xerneas is the threat, but Incineroar is a much bigger threat, because Incineroar can knock me out with knockoff. I do have a Color Barrier, so I might be able to live that, but still Incineroar is absurdly powerful, so gotta watch for that. We're going to get a Modi Boot in attack, which doesn't really help me all that much, and we're going to lose Evasion. Aw, I was hoping I'd get plus Evasion, but what can you do? Now I'm going to protect my Swoobat here, because I want to reveal my move against the Incineroar. My opponent's going to go for the Dazzling Gleam again. Very solid play, not giving me any chances with my other Pokemon to do anything, but thankfully I have the Focus Sash with my Smeargle, and I'm able to go for the Soak onto the Incineroar. I have Soak both on Golduck and my Incineroar, and on the Smeargle rather, to hit stuff like Incineroar, so Swoobat can actually kill it, because since Incineroar is like the most used Pokemon, I had to use something to deal with the Incineroar, because Swoobat can't really touch Incineroar like at all. Literally all of its moves in its move will get like countered by Incineroar, so my opponent's going to go for Dazzling Gleam, knock out my Smeargle, but that's fine because we're able to change the Incineroar's typing, and Giga Drain will annihilate the Incineroar. I could have went for Stored Power there for sure, but I wanted to just go for Giga Drain to heal off any damage the Xerneas may have done to me, and that literally did 0 damage because of Unaware. So down goes the Incineroar. The Xerneas cannot touch my Swoobat because I'm just so incredibly bulky, and I ignore his stat boost, which is literally the only reason why I'm packing Unaware on my Swoobat. My opponent's going to bring in a second Incineroar, the baby brother, intimidate my Swoobat and my Kyogre, which doesn't really matter. We're going to activate Drizzle, and we do see his Torracat as faster than my Kyogre because his Intimidate went before Drizzle, so I mean, it doesn't really matter all that much because my Kyogre is meant to be super duper slow. My opponent's going to go for Fake Out into my Swoobat, as you know, it actually does more damage than the Dazzling Gleam nodes, which is very, very sad. And now I'm going to go for the Psych Up into the Swoobat because I just protected myself, but I could have targeted it into the Xerneas as well, but that's fine. My opponent's going to withdraw out of the Torracat for some reason and bring out his Groudon here, and that's perfectly fine with me because now he may activate the Drought, which may have reduced my Kyogre's damage, but I'm also at +4 special attack, so my opponent's going to go for Dazzling Gleam here, but because of the Spadef increase, we're able to live with Kyogre, nom nom nom, on my Aya Poppy Berry, and get all of my health back. And I'm going to go for the Stored Power into that Xerneas here, and this will annihilate Xerneas because of Unaware, ignoring a Spadef increase. Down goes the Xerneas, and now I'm going to go for the Origin Pulse, and even in the sun, this is +4 Kyogre. Even though I don't have any special attack investment, this is going to destroy the Groudon, so down goes the Groudon. Even though we got the sun up, it does not matter. My opponent's going to bring out his poor Torracat, and it's Torracat versus a +4 Kyogre and Swoobat, so yeah, my opponent's quite screwed. Yeah, so gonna go for the stored power here. And this should just annihilate this poor Torracat, as Torracat actually lives because he's packing the Focus Sash. Understandable, because Torracat's pretty frail without Eviolate. Though I'm pretty sure with Eviolate and Intimidate, it's pretty damn bulky, but Origin Pulse will knock out the Torracat. And that's going to be the end of the battle. Unfortunately, my opponent Incineroar and Torracat combo cannot beat my cheese. So yeah, this is quite a short and sweet VGC video. I figured I would keep this kind of video with sort of strategy short and sweet because it's pretty, you know, one-dimensional. And if I did like 5 battles with this team, it'd get pretty repetitive and boring. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this fast-paced VGC video against, you know, Filthy Hobo and HXT Javi or whatever his name was. If you guys enjoyed this VGC video and really want to support my channel, I'd appreciate it very, very, very much if you hit the thumbs up button or the thumbs down button depending on how you viewed the video, as it really helps on my channel a lot more than you think, keeps me motivated to put out these uploads for you guys, and it's much appreciated. I do appreciate all of you guys to take time out of your day to watch my content. Leave any sort of criticism you have in the comment section, and comment on the question of the day, which is going to be, which Pokemon would you guys like to see me use in VGC 2019? I could use restricted legendaries if you'd like, or I could use any sort of other Pokemon you'd like to see me use. I'd prefer if they were somewhat viable in the format, or if they're like anti-meta, because that's the stuff I like to use in these kind of formats where you just kind of get destroyed by trying to have fun. So I'd appreciate it if you guys like left any sort of like cool anti-meta stuff you have in the comment section, or any cool strategies you have with restricted legendaries, because I do have plans on using restricted legendaries in very fun ways, because hell, this is like the only format I could actually do that in, so may as well do it while I can. But that's going to be the question of the day. Thank you guys so much for watching till the end of the video. I love you all very, very much, and I'll check you guys next time. Bye.